Welcome back to Klinga Games. After taking a brief hiatus from playing VGC, I came back for Regulation D, and I've been having an absolute blast with a team I made. So I came here to show you what it's all about, and I will not bore you with the intro, so we'll go ahead and get into the battles. Alright, so we got a pretty interesting Sun team here. Very interesting Sun team. Okay. The Sandy Shocks is what is really intriguing here. So one thing I could do is Ursaluna and Enamorus, because then I'm pretty much walling the Lilligant. But then I don't really have an end game if I do that. So I think I just go Ursaluna, Spiritomb, with Enamorus and I think Gudra in the back. Maybe. Now they got a lot of special attackers. I think this is just really investing into the Trick Room. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's my only option. Alright, we'll see what they got. Charizard's an interesting pick in this current meta. I have not seen one yet, which is very surprising. I kind of wish I had another Weather, but I don't know how I would fit that onto this team. Alright. And Megadoza. Or Megagosa. However you say it. Okay. So I can see Shinpao either protecting or Terra Ghosting, so I'm going to fake out into the Dragonite slot in Trick Room. Looks like Terra Ghost into Shinpao. Yeah, okay. Yeah, pretty easy call there. That's pretty common. Okay, let's hope it's not inner focus. Yes, it's not inner focus. Ice Spinner into the Rillaboom that I think I can live with. Okay. So grass disappears, but I do get Trick Room up, which is important. Okay. Yeah, I really gotta maximize my Trick Room turns here. Which I think starts by... So let's first go Terra Fairy and then blast into you. I think we foul play into the Shinpao. That should be an instant KO. Hopefully we can get a double KO here, that'd be perfect. But I expect an extreme speed here. I hope I can survive it, I'm not totally sure. Oh, interesting. Not an extreme speed. Very interesting. Feels like a misplay. That also means it would... Or no, it flinched the first turn, so that could have been a choice. Because I think if you flinch, then... Alright, so there's Torkoal. Let's go and protect. And Snarl here. Let's see if it's a min speed Torkoal. I've been running into some Torkoals that are actually faster than my Spiritomb. Okay, so what do we got here? So it is slower than my Spiritomb, which isn't ideal. Spiritomb does survive that. Okay. So that is good damage into the Shimpao, and it's a nice lower for the... Okay. So hopefully that's enough for us to survive for a couple turns against the Torkoal. What do they have in the back? I guess they do have the Charizard that I need to watch out for. So I think maybe I just Moonblast into that slot and Headlong Rush into the Torkoal. I can't afford to do a Protect turn this turn. Heat Wave, interesting. That didn't do anything. I have let this Shimpao stick around for too long, I think. But that is a pretty easy knockout into Torkoal, so I'll certainly take that for a Nature Room team. Which I think I should have one more turn of Trick Room left. We'll see. Yeah, one more turn of Trick Room. So let's go ahead and Moonblast into the Shimpao and Facade into the Charizard. Hopefully, they're probably going to try to double protect with Shimpao. I think that's their only option. Because Sucker Punch probably isn't going to do a whole lot. Charizard protects first, that makes sense. Sucker Punch, okay. I was going to say Sucker Punch doesn't do much for him, but that actually did a lot. Okay. And they quit, okay. So I'll take that as a win. I guess they thought that Sucker Punch was going to KO Ursaluna. Oh, I guess I did have my defense dropped, so that does make sense. But I consider that a win for me. I don't know if the board will, but I consider that a win. So good start. Alright. So we've got another Shimpao. Always love to see that. Heatran is a bit of a problem for my team, but no real point bringing a Lucky here. I think I just go with my Spiritomb. Rillaboom lead here. And then I think I like Ursaluna here. And I think I gotta go to Enamorus. But maybe there is some value in bringing Regieleki for the end game, but I think I go Enamorus here. Alright. Let's see what they go for. Fluttermane Cresselia would be an interesting lead. But I don't know how much they pressure me if they do that. Alright. Okay, there's Fluttermane Cresselia. Love to see it. Alright. Alright, so I'm expecting probably a double fairy attack here. Or Imprison. So what I'm going to do... Alright, so it is not... Okay. So I think I'm going to Terra, Poison, Snarl, and I'm just going to Woodhammer into the Fluttermane. And hope that Cresselia sets up Trick Room for me. Although if they're really good, they might double into Spiritomb with a Fairy and a Psychic attack. But I don't know how common Spiritomb is for people to expect this. So this could be interesting. If I were them and I didn't know my team, I would double into Spiritomb with Fairy moves. Oh, just withdrawing the Fluttermane right away. Into Annihilate, okay. So if they do set up Trick Room here for me, then I can Foul Play into Annihilate. That's a pretty easy move for me to make. Although they did successfully bait out my Poison Terra, and I didn't Trick Room, so that's not great for me. Oh, Psychic into the Rillaboom slot. I can live with that. This should do a pretty good amount. Oh shit, that did a lot. Okay. But I'm doubling up the Rage Fist here. So that's not great. Oh, that might have just lost me the game. That was a really good play by them. If I Trick Roomed, I would have been in great shape. Although I think I might still have a play here. It's not perfect, but I'm going to switch out into Ursaluna. And I'm going to Wood Hammer into Annihilate. Because what I can see them doing here is Rage Fisting into the Spiritomb slot. Because that way they could try to prevent Trick Room. This is a big prediction I'm trying to make here. Okay, it's not much damage there. Alright. Oh, nope, I lose. Okay. I could have easily Trick Room twice. That sucks. Okay. Okay. So I tried to overpredict them, and that did not work for me. Okay. Yeah, I think going for the Trick Room is really my only option here. So let's go ahead and Headlong Rush and Trick Room. It's really the only option I have. I don't think this KOs me. Not even close. Okay, I had nothing to fear from Cresselia. This was a very winnable game. That's frustrating. Yeah, there were a couple of very easy plays I could have made that could have won this game for me. And I just didn't make them. That Annihilate switch was a very, very good move. I'm not sure exactly why they did it. If they predicted a Snarl, then that's bonkers. But at this point, I just don't have any kind of offense to fight him back. I mean, I have offense, but it's slow. Yeah, and Shampoo is pretty easy win button for them. So I gotta make a prediction. I think they're gonna go after the Ursaluna here. So I'm just gonna protect and Moonblast. I think they view Ursaluna as the bigger threat, but I could be wrong. Nope, I was wrong. Jesus, this is a horrible game for me. I was just wrong on everything. Yeah. Like 6 easy winnable plays there, and I just didn't make any of them. GG's. They played me. They just completely outplayed me there. I tried to overpredict, and nothing ever goes well when I try to overpredict. Okay, so we got a Dondozo team with Glamora, Flutter, Chi-Yu is scary. What's my options here? I can lead you and you, but that struggles against Flutter and Chi-Yu. I'm primarily special attacking team, so I'm not that sure how good Gudra is here. If I can get Trick Room up, I'm pretty good into this team, but getting Trick Room up is the problem. And I think I don't really have much of a shot. So I'll try this, but I don't feel too confident in it. Okay, GU bundle. That's certainly better. So speed is heightened. I can see. Alright, so let's try Trick Room and. Yeah, so let's Trick Room, Terrifier, and Woodhammer. Oh no, I can just Trick Room, Terrifier, Fake Out into you. Probably gonna be Terra Ghost on the Chi-Yu if I had to guess. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've ran into that before already. If Spiritomb survives here, then I've got a decent shot. But she is a gamble when it comes to damage ranges. On the best days, it's a gamble. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Okay. Overheat. That's the last thing I wanted to see. Oh, we survived that! Way to be, Spiritomb. Oh yeah, it's the Terra Fire overheat we don't survive. Yeah, okay. So I kind of want Spiritomb to go down here. So I'm just gonna Snarl. Actually, yeah. What do they have in the back? What could come in here? Yeah, so let's Snarl and Woodhammer into the bundle slot. Nothing they have really wants to swap in on a Woodhammer. The only thing that they had that would want to swap in on it is... Although... if they... Let's see here. If they swap in Tatsugiri in the bundle slot and Dondozo in the Chi-Yu slot... Okay, never mind. So this, that Snarl doesn't really amount to much. Actually, that amounts to a lot. That reduces the, that definitely reduces the recoil that Rillaboom's taken here, which is great. Okay, we're in a pretty decent spot here. So what do they got in the back? If they don't bring in Dondozo or Tatsugiri, then we know they don't have it, which is a big, big win for us. Okay, what do they got? Glamora, okay. So what I can do here is I can swap in Enamorus into this slot. And I can knock off into the Chi-Yu. If they don't call this, then I'm in a really good spot. Okay, so they do withdraw you. Okay, so all I'm worried about right now is a... Okay, that's probably ideal there. Ursaluna takes that pretty easily. Not easily, but... Okay. Okay, so we can Earth Power into this slot pretty easily, and we can just Woodhammer here. How much are we really worried about? I'm more worried about the Glamora, if we're being honest. But that's a pretty safe play there. If they protect Glamora, then I knock out Flutter, and if they protect... And if they swap out Glomora, then I get a big chunk on Chi-Yu. So that's, I think that's the ideal play, because they don't have, yeah, obviously they don't have any switches in that are immune to it. Okay, so that should be a KO barring a Focus Sash. Oh crap, it survived. That's impressive. But Rillaboom survives too. Okay. Okay. But it does knock itself out with a recoil. But that I think I can live with. Oh, I do still have Spiritomb too. Okay. How many turns of Trick Room are there? So what was it? The first turn of Trick Room, I knocked out Bundle and they protected. Second turn of Trick Room. So that was the third turn of Trick Room. So this is the fourth turn of Trick Room. This is the last turn of Trick Room. So I want Goodra, I think. If I had 2 turns of Trick Room, I think I would definitely want I can pretty safely Moonblast into you and Heavy Slam into you. They might have Protect on both, but I doubt it. Is that a KO? Oh, that's not a KO. But that is. Okay. So they could Heat Wave here. That would be a little bit scary. I'm not sure how well my Pokemon take it with Beads of Ruin. And it misses somebody. It misses Enamorus. That's huge. Okay. Oh, and Goodra takes that like a champ. Okay. So that should be the game. Hopefully. Never say never. But that's a very low health Chi-Yu, so I should be free to Moonblast here and Heavy Slam. Yep, okay. GG's. Oh man, Chi-Yu is scary. But the ghost here is pretty easy to protect, so I felt pretty confident not focusing down the Chi-Yu on turn 1. I'm amazed I survived the overheat, but I guess that's only in the sun, or if it's Terra Fire that Spiritomb dies to that. So Spiritomb's got a lot of bulk. Alright, I think one more match. So the Girafarig is interesting. Definitely want to go Spiritomb and Rillaboom here. And then I like Enamorus actually. And Goodra. Not Enamorus, Ursaluna. Oh, it's been a long day. Okay. Alright, so here we go. What do they lead with? Flutter and Zapdos. Okay. Interesting lead. Probably Imprison Flutter if I had to guess. Let's see if it's got booster. No, it does not have booster. I think I Poison Terra, Trick Room, and I would just want to Wood Hammer into the Flutter. I'm a little worried about this Zapdos and what it's doing, but my most concerning thing is Imprison. But just in case they do try and just knock out Spiritomb, I want to be Poison type. If I see Moonblast, that would be actually probably be my ideal. Or Protect. I can live with Protect too. Hair cutter. Interesting. That is a very interesting move on Zapdos. Oh, it's room service. That's so cool. Okay. But I think I just want to swap into Luna and Woodhammer here. I think we're still slower than Flutter. If it's min speed, we might not be. I'm not totally sure on that. Nope. Okay, this should knock it out. Yep, okay. Oh, with a crit, definitely. I think max HP, max defense Flutter, it's a 97% chance for Oko, I think. Either 97% chance for an Oko, or it's 97% minimum. I can't remember. It was 97. Something was 97%. I know that. But I did specifically calc that for Rillaboom. I guess I could add a little more attack to make it, okay. They haven't Terra'd yet. It's a little concerning. The confidence bringing him in here kind of makes me want to double up into it. I'm thinking it might be... Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and swap back into Spiritomb and Woodhammer into the Urshifu, because I feel like it's Focus Sash. The confidence to bring it out in front of a Rillaboom under Trick Room makes me think it's Focus Sash. Probably... Alright, so probably Water Terra. Steel Terra. Very interesting. Okay. So this should still probably do a decent chunk. Yeah, okay. There's a chance I might be able to just foul play into it. Okay. That is very interesting. And that's going to knock out my Rillaboom. Okay. How many more turns of Trick Room do I have left? 2 more. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Snarl, and I'm going to Headlong into the Urshifu. I could potentially see an Aqua Jet here, but we'll see. I don't remember what it did last turn. That's probably not good on my part. Oh, come on. Please hit the Zapdos. Okay, good. You missed the Urshifu. Bye-bye. Okay. Alright. The Zapdos has just been sitting there throwing air cutters out, which makes me wonder if it has Protect. I don't know why you would choose a Zapdos. Okay, no, there it is. And Spiritomb survives because of the Snarl. Way to go, buddy. So they're prioritizing taking out Spiritomb by the looks of it. Okay. I'm pretty confident just headlong rushing it. Okay. That was stupid on my part. Okay. Okay, double protect. I can live with that. So what do I think Heatran is doing. Because what I kind of want to do is swap into Goodra and Trick Room. If I get the Trick Room up, then I win. But I definitely want to reset my defense drops. My defense drops on Ursaluna. And this is a decent way to scout out what Heatran's going to do. Okay, so they do hit Spiritomb and do get the knockout. That stinks. Okay. So let's see if it really mattered. Let's see what Heatran's going for. Heat Wave. Okay. That is a strong Heat Wave. That might be Life Orb. Okay. Okay. But my Ursaluna is specially bulky. Oh, this is so tough. I feel like a Protect is coming here. If I were them, I would protect the Heatran, but they don't, which is not a great sign for me. That might have lost me the game. Alright, doesn't do much to Goodra. Then Heat Wave, okay. Alright, so Goodra does survive pretty handily. And Heatran loses some more HP. Where does that take Goodra? Back up to above where it was. So that gives me some hope here. So I want a Headlong Rush, and I want a Life Dew again. I'm not really worried about the Zapdos in any way, shape, or form. I am a little sad I wasted my Terra on the Spiritomb. Oh, oops. Oh my god, why was I worried about that? Ursaluna's a monster. Yeah, that's an easy one. Okay. I kind of forget how bulky Ursaluna is. That was like that was like nothing. That's a Life Orb Heatran with a stab Heat Wave. Oh my god. Yeah, I kind of forget how bulky Ursaluna is. This one is very, very specially defensive, though. It's not your normal Ursaluna. Okay, and I would expect them to just surrender here. Yeah, okay, Zapdos kind of just sat there and did nothing. That wasn't a great bring. I'm really curious about their set, but GG's to my opponent. That was a really good game. Alright, so I'm going to give a quick breakdown of the team. First up is Spiritomb, which I'm a firm believer that Spiritomb is a great Trick Room setter, especially with all the Fake Out and Prankster Taunt running around. This Spiritomb is holding the This Spiritomb is holding the Roselli Berry with a Poison Terra type that's specifically for Fluttermane. If it's a Specs Fluttermane, even through the Berry, it can take Spiritomb really low, where it can get knocked out by a follow-up attack. But if it's not a Specs or a special attack boosted, then the Roselli Berry lets it survive pretty easily. But if you're really worried about Fluttermane, Poison type is the way to go, because then it's not even like a reduced special super effective move, it's just resisted. So it's got basically two ways to survive Fluttermane. It's very evenly bulked out, a lot more defense EVs, but then it's got the nature for special defense. I like to keep my setters pretty balanced in that regard. Maybe in the future I'll look at giving it more special defense, but one thing that this Spiritomb does that's really, really interesting is if you Poison Terra, I've had it survive a Moonblast from a Fluttermane and then a follow-up Surging Strikes from an Urshifu and still survive to set up Trick Room. So this mixed defense, special defense set does give it some flexibility when setting up Trick Room. Under Trick Room, it's very, very useful with all the powerful physical attackers running around with Foul Play, especially when Urshifu Water usually wants to Terra into water to get rid of that dark resistance. And then Snarl is very, very good for special attackers. Mostly Heatran is the one I usually have the most trouble with. But if you can just sit there and snarl away at it, then it just becomes useless and just sits on the field. Especially with Snarl being a sound-based move, it can hit through Substitute, which Heatran loves to set up. And then Will-O-Wisp is really, really useful for Landorus, for Urshifu, for pretty much any physical attacker minus Ursaluna that you don't want to face. Which, speaking of, next up is Ursaluna, which I named Pooh, holding the Flame Orb, and Ghost Terra, which I think is pretty normal. I think Normal Terra is the other favorite for Facade, but I personally prefer Ghost because I like giving it a defensive Terra. Ground Normal has a lot of weaknesses, a lot of common weaknesses, so Ghost kind of overwrites a lot of those. And then, like I mentioned in that last video, this one is very, very special bulky. Ursaluna naturally has great physical bulk, and with Guts, its attack is fine. You're not going to be really missing KOs once your Guts boosted, especially if you're using Facade or a super effective Headlong Rush. So I went ahead and went the route of making it as hard to kill as possible, which you can see in that last game really pays off when you get out of Trick Room. But this one has Protect, Headlong Rush, Facade, and Heavy Slam. I originally was running a Ghost type move in the 4th slot, but Flutter Mane was a particular issue for me at the time, so I gave this Heavy Slam. I actually kind of maybe overcompensated for that because I kind of gave 3 Pokemon a fix to Flutter Mane, and now it actually kind of likes to see it because my team is actually pretty well situated for most Flutter Manes. Next Pokemon is Goodra, which I nicknamed my Goodra. This one is just an unkillable monster, especially if you're facing a team of mainly physical attackers. If you're bringing Goodra and you're really banking on it as your win condition, you want to focus down the special attackers and Xianpao. And then once you get rid of those two, then Goodra is pretty unkillable, especially with the Fairy Terra. Leftovers is, I think, the obvious item. I've seen Rocky Helmet, but I generally like to let it heal up over time and let it kind of sit on the field and just be a focus for the enemy, because it does open up possibilities for the other two, or the other two will open up possibilities for Goodra, which I think Leftovers helps with in the long run. For attacks, you've got Body Press, Acid Armor, Life Dew, and Heavy Slam. I originally had Flash Cannon, but I was convinced to give Heavy Slam a try, and yeah, it's way better. I don't know what I was thinking. Heavy Slam is great for Flutter Mane in particular, which I mentioned. I have 3 things specifically for Flutter Mane. That's Heavy Slam on Goodra, Heavy Slam on Ursaluna, and the Roselli Berry and Poison Terra for Spiritomb. But Flutter Mane is, and I think it's a really great Pokemon. It's going to be popular forever, in my opinion. So it's always good to have an answer for Flutter Mane. So even if it's 3 answers, it's an important Pokemon to watch out for. Next Pokemon is Rillaboom. One of my personal favorites. It was the starter I picked in Shield and never stopped loving it. With an Assault Vest, I really like the Assault Vest variant. I think it's just, Rillaboom is more of a support Pokemon for me. It's got the big wood hammer, but generally it's here for fake out support and just knocking off the opponent and making it a lot more manageable. A lot of Pokemon kind of live and die based on their items, so if you can get rid of it, then it really cripples teams. So Rillaboom is really, really good at that support, and Fake Out is just amazing. You kind of need Fake Out if you're going to run Hard Trick Room. I really don't think you can run a Hard Trick Room without Fake Out. And Rillaboom, I think, is the best Fake Out Pokemon in the meta. Grimmsnarl probably gives it a run for his money, but I would take Rillaboom any day. And then obviously Fire Terra. Fire is Rillaboom's biggest weakness, and you don't really want it to get burnt. So Fire Terra makes it resist fire type attacks and immune to burn. So those are 2 really, really big advantages. Next one is Enamorus. I actually got really, really lucky, and this is actually a min speed Enamorus from Legends Arceus. So I built this team kind of because I wanted to use the Enamorus I got, and Enamorus is actually pretty phenomenal. It's got a Pixie Plate. I originally had choice specs, but I did not like being able to not protect. Sorry, did I say that right? I did not like not being able to protect. I'll say that. But still, Pixie Plate, Terra, Fairy just is a nuke. Pretty much anything that doesn't resist it, anything not named Heatran, is going to get a huge chunk of their health taken away, if not straight up knockout. And Heatran, you do still have Earth Power to take care of. And then if it tears into grass, Moonblast is back on the table. The last one is Mystical Fire, which is mostly here for Amoonguss. Amoonguss, I haven't seen a whole lot get brought against this team. I think now that people are figuring out how Overcoat works, people are stopped bringing Amoonguss as a counter to Enamorus, which is a real shame because I enjoyed that part of the meta. But it's still useful. You'll probably still run into Amoonguss, especially with Goodra. This team is actually really well situated as a Trick Room team against Amoonguss because you got Ursaluna, who's going to be burnt, so it can't be put to sleep. Rillaboom, Grass type, immune to Spore, and Enamorus has Overcoat, so it's immune to Spore. So just a really good team for anti-Amoonguss Trick Room. But Enamorus is usually my bring. It's my normal setup is Spiritomb, Rillaboom lead with Goodra and Enamorus in the back. But some games Ursaluna is actually the best answer, which yeah, you kind of just have to get a feel for that kind of thing. Special attacking teams, you may want to bring Enamorus, but because of how especially bulky my Ursaluna is, you actually kind of want to bring it against special attackers. The last Pokemon is Regieleki, which seems like a weird bring for Trick Room, but it is a phenomenal end of the game sweeper for once Trick Room's done. If you can chunk the team and then bring Regieleki in and just finish up what's left. But it's also really, really good for Tornadus weather leads, particularly fire with Typhlosion. You really threaten the Tornadus and its partner early, and you force it to set up Tailwind. So it kind of helps prevent them getting that weather up. And then Volt Switch is, unless they Terra, it should be a one-hit KO against pretty much any Tornadus. But you can also like chunk like Typhlosion. You can chunk pretty much all of the weather Pokemon. So it's really, really useful to hard weather team, and you want to chunk it early with a Volt Switch and then clean it up late. But that's basically the team. I had a lot of fun with it. I've made a couple changes, and the rental code, which I will show now, is available. The team's called Pooh Bear. The team ID is up in the top right, but this is the team. I've had a lot of fun with it. This has probably been the most fun I've had playing Pokemon in a while. I took some time off and kind of came back into Regulation D, and I've really been enjoying using this team. This was the first team I built. My playstyle is Trick Room. I love to play Trick Room. I don't feel super comfortable playing Hyper Offense, so this team is pretty much perfect for my playstyle. But if you like doing Trick Room, if you need like something pretty reliable, it does have some Pokemon that it's weak against. Goldengo in particular is not a great matchup for this team. Ursaluna is a pretty good Pokemon into Goldengo, but generally Goldengo support Pokemon kind of mess with Ursaluna. I've seen a lot of like Urshifu Goldengo, so you can't really bring Ursaluna because of the Urshifu, and then Goldengo kind of takes care of everything else. But that's a Pokemon in particular that I've struggled against. I think the team's got some answers to it. You've obviously got Earth Power and Mystical Fire and Enamorus. You've got Headlong Rush, you've got Knockoff, you've got Foul Play Snarl. But when I play, I generally struggle with it. So that's one thing you want to look out for. But yeah, just let me know what you think of the team. Hopefully you have fun with it. But I've been Klinga Games. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again.